My name is Noel Gowan from Grasstec in Ireland. I'm one of the speakers at the Farm Connect Grass Masters 3-day course here in Getliar. So I just want to go through some important things here in terms of grassland management for the next couple of weeks and months probably. What has been an extremely difficult spring, one of the most difficult grazing springs on record. There's kind of polarisation at farm level between people who have well finished their first rotation and others then who are yet to maybe, some of them even maybe yet to start in their first rotation, or maybe have only halfway through. We're about to hit some high growths, probably soil temperatures are about to rise and air temperatures are about to rise, so growth is going to take off. There will be some quick decisions needed. It's now is the time for the grass wedge to start using a grass wedge and get really going with grass measurement as well. Measurements every week and using the grass wedge then to make the most informed decisions to try to cope with the surpluses of grass that are going to come to pass in the next couple of weeks. It's also important then that I think people look forward and do spring budgets in terms of their silage making capability. Silage clamps are extremely low because of the long spring that we've had, and it's important now for people to do their budgets in terms of how much ground they think they're going to be able to close for silage, and if it's not enough, to try to make provision for that. Make sure that fertilizer application, P's, K's, pH's and nitrogen applications are at its optimal level to try to maximise grass growth again through the summer period, to try to replenish a lot of the empty silage clamps. It's also then probably to try to keep costs low on what was an expensive spring. So again, going back to the wedge and the measurements, once we understand that grass intake of the grazing cow can be between 16 and 17 kilos, if your grass measurements tells us you can afford to feed 16, 17 kilos, well then you do that. That must be the first option. And then other feeds that come into the diet are as a result of that. So for example, if a cow has an intake requirement of 18 kilos, and your grass measurements tells you that you can feed 16 kilos of that, well then there's 2 kilos of concentrate comes in from another source, be it in the parlour or on a feeding strip or whatever. But that the amount of other feeds in the diet is a function of grass supply and not vice versa. It's important to try to keep feed costs down now through what we hope will be a very good grass growing summer period.